back to another episode of Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan. I have Torres Ingram with me, and today we have a very special guest. Would you like to announce our special guest?
So we have Andrea McMillan with us here today. How you doing, Andrea?
I'm doing good.
AKA Drea, that's what we call her. So, Drea, you're doing good?
Yes. How
Okay,
are you?
good.
That's
Hanging in
good.
today. Today is a good day. We got some good news on our Rise Talent front, but let's ask how you doing today, Torres?
I'm doing well.
Good.
You know.
Good. I like it. We kind of all match and didn't even plan this. This is
Yes,
very, I
I
feel
love
like, not just very black, we're very earthy too, with your earth tones and then the denim.
Yes.
Yeah, and
That's
the kind
it.
of olive silver. You're in gold. We're
just,
silver.
I'm just black.
You're just black.
Yes. We're
Yeah.
wearing black.
Yeah. I know. That's fun. Oh, this is what we're doing today. Okay. He's just black. Okay. I'm just kidding. That's funny. I liked it. Okay, so we have good news. Are you guys going to ask me what the good news is?
What is the good
What's
news?
the
Okay,
news?
good news. So I wanted to thank, you know me, I always got to shout out and thank everyone. I wanted to thank Nancy Mancuso with the International Model and Talent Association, IMTA. You know, Rise Talent. And if you don't know and you're logging in for the first time, you're going to collect a lot of great information today. You might even want to take some notes. But she has given us more regions. So Rise Talent, I'm the owner and operator of Rise Talent Management and Modeling and Talent, acting, singing, dancing, commercial. We do everything over there. But we do conventions twice a year at the location in Los Angeles and location in New York City, 2 times a year, July and January. And normally I take people from Las Vegas and we travel to those locations 2 times a year for these conventions. And they're also really great places to build careers. But I just found out today that I have more locations as far as where we can take people from. So it's not only just Las Vegas now. We're opening now the Wyoming market. Totally excited about that. The Denver market. What else was it? Montana, Nebraska, the Dakotas, New Mexico. Exciting. I'm really excited about Lincoln, Nebraska specifically. These are places that I have been before, and super excited. Probably most excited about Wyoming. But really excited that we're able to take people from those smaller states and little cities. You know, being that Las Vegas is one of the major cities, we have, 3-4 million people? What are we up to now? 3 or 4 million people
About 3
here.
to 4, yeah.
Some of these places have tiny little populations and no talent agencies. They have no place to go practice the way we do. We have no place to learn, no place to even grow. So you have a model or an actor or a singer or a dancer. Now they have an outlet through Las Vegas, and we can get them to LA and to New York. So I am so happy. So Nancy, thank you so much for allowing Rise Talent Las Vegas to branch out to the rest of the United States in specific areas and join our team, which is so cool.
Right.
So there's going to be like a lot of Zoom involved and a lot of growth as well. That's probably my phone. See, we're growing already. Tara, I will call you back. I'm just kidding. That's like an inside joke. Okay, guys. So, what do you tell me what you think about that? That's cool?
I think that's absolutely amazing, especially like I love how you talked about, you know, the smaller market, just cities and towns in America not having those outlets for talent agencies or really just the resources to train and perfect their craft. There's a lot of raw talent out there that hasn't been seen and wasn't getting seen until we have this opportunity here. So being in that environment, to be in somewhere like Rise, and you know, you and I both know what we bring to the table as far as training and getting people prepared for the business, and to be in an IMTA environment to really showcase what the raw talent you do have, because IMTA is really not a place looking for perfection, they're looking for potential.
Yeah.
So we help people showcase that potential the best way, I think, so far.
Wait, I gotta back up. Why do you think that? I love that you think that, because I think that too, and I think a lot of people going into that competition don't think that. They think, I've got to be so perfect. Why?
Right.
What gave you the impression that they are looking for potential and not perfection?
Well, I've been at IMTA on 2 separate occasions. I've done New York and LA over the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And with that, just seeing, one, what we brought to the table as Rise as a unit and as an agency, but also seeing the landscape of everything else that was coming there.
Yeah.
And seeing, granted, everybody at IMTA is talented. You have to audition to even get to IMTA.
Yeah.
So it's a process to even
That's
get
another
there.
thing, guys. Real quick, sorry to cut you off, but that's another thing, guys. I'm not saying if you're in any of those states, you can now just come with us. There is an audition process. You do have to have a level of talent. You do have to meet model requirements, height, weight, all those things. So don't think just because you're in those states now that you can come with us. I'm sorry about that. There is an audition process.
Right.
Sorry.
But yes, so even through the audition process, you still see it's a lot of raw talent, a lot of untapped potential that hasn't really been tweaked and developed
Sure.
and fine tuned, and they do well, and then the agencies that are there and the people like scouting agents, whatever the case may be, they hone in on that and then put them out to the world,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of like I like to call it ignorance on fire, which is a very good thing when it's channeled the right way, because now you're taking a brand new person that's
Yeah.
completely new, a new face, new environment, new body,
Yeah.
spirit, everything, and you're putting it in there and they have to learn on the fly. And I honestly believe the best teacher is the experience, not so much the theoretical part of it.
I love that.
Mhm.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. I like want to write that and send that to every. No, it's so true what you're saying. I love
It
that,
is.
and I love that you see it that way, because I see it that way, and I think a lot of people go in and get nervous,
Right.
and the nerves start acting up, and they don't see it like, okay, I'm here to showcase myself. I have to be so perfect. Are they going to want me? Are they not going to want me? But it is a total experience, and it is just really, I'm about this, but being authentic.
Yeah.
Like truly being authentic. So I love that you say that, and that's great advice to people.
Right.
I'm gonna start. I'm stealing that from
That's
you. Is
a
that
big-
okay?
Absolutely, but that was a big thing that in my Monday classes that I do at Rise every Monday from 6 to 8 with modeling and runway, that's what I was teaching our group. It's like, look, we are kind of tooth and nail, kind of going through with a fine
Yeah.
comb what we're doing here, because the big thing is that we want to make sure Dawn looks good. No, but seriously,
It's don't embarrass
It's don't-
me.
don't
That
embarrass
is don't
Dawn.
embarrass me when you.
So it was a lot of that involved, but it was more so understanding that, hey, nobody out there is doing what we're doing, so we're going to instantly stick out like a sore thumb, but in a positive way. We're
Yeah.
going to stand out exponentially, and
Yeah.
for those that have been paying attention super close to Dawn's Instagram and Rise Talent LLC, you've been seeing the results of what our talent did in LA this about 2.5 weeks ago. We pretty much cleaned up IMTA, and it's for good reasons, not because the rest of the landscape wasn't talented. There were some extremely talented individuals, and I made some amazing friends at LA. I made more friends at LA than I did in New York.
Yeah.
But that comes with me being experienced there already and me being a better mental and emotional space compared to New York to LA. But nonetheless, the amount of people that was there that have a shot to be something in this industry is astronomical. So to see, even down to our little ones, we had some from as young as 6 years
Yeah.
old that are really
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
confident people in our bunch.
Don't you find that? Don't you
That is
find
so
that
true.
incredible?
Yeah.
That it is so true. The little ones, because they don't care. They're not. They haven't gotten to the stage yet where life has like
Mhm.
no one's talked down to them. Well, hopefully, no
Right.
one's talked down to them. No one's told them that they can't. They all believe that they can, they will, and they're going to succeed. So
Yeah.
what happens? They do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You get adults that are insecure and have the negative self-talk and all these things, and
Right.
they think they can't and they don't.
Right.
Yeah, I've watched it so many times, but it's amazing what little ones do.
Yes.
It's amazing. They don't care. They pop up, they get up, they dance, they say silly stuff, they do all these amazing things. We should all be like kids. That should be
Yeah.
the message of today.
We
We should all be
should.
like kids.
But yes, to wrap it up, I think us spreading out to different jurisdictions with our reach with who we could bring to IMTA,
Yeah.
I think it's going to benefit not only Rise Talent, of course it'll benefit us, we already know that, but I think it's going to benefit the industry to shed light on talent out there that really goes unseen.
Yeah.
So we're going to be kind of like that vessel and that bridge to do that.
I love that. I'm so excited for this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit nervous. You guys know me really well. I'm a little bit nervous and apprehensive because my big thing is my name. If somebody is represented by me, and it has been years of people making mistakes, obviously myself included, we're all flawed. But if somebody makes big mistakes in the business and my name is behind them, that is me. So what I try to do is make sure everybody is trained properly, that everyone behaves themselves. We all treat people kindly. Rise is a lot more than just a talent agency. It's a way of life, and
Yeah.
it teaches you a lot. How to act in business and how to act in life if you just don't know, because we're all raised differently. We're all from different places and cultures. So how do we act in an environment like this? But my big thing now, I'm a little bit nervous. I won't be having the one-on-one with the people out of state now. So they are going to get handed off onto Zoom calls through my instructors, which I know are truly trained, but I can't control how they act at that point, which I can't fully anyway with our group here in
Right.
Las Vegas. But that's my only concern. I'm thinking, wow, I'm taking on a massive amount of responsibility because I'm already like, don't embarrass me, guys, and that's a funny joke, but I can't say that to someone new that doesn't know one.
Right.
Know me. They're gonna be like, what is wrong with this lady? That's so rude. You know what I mean? So that's my only concern is like, I hope it does not dampen what we put out, but we shall see, because New York 2025, July 7th, I believe, Yeah, just the 7th to the 13th, we're going to be taking a bunch of brand new people from out of town. So this is going to be really cool and new for me. And I'm excited. A lot of Zoom, which is kind of new for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about this.
Definitely.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Definitely.
All right, you. Let's talk about you for a second here, really quick. So introduce yourself to these guys, and we have a point by having her on the show. So tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? What do you do? Why are you here today?
Okay, so I'm Andrea. I'm from Victorville, California, but I was actually born out here, so I do have a lot of family out here,
Yeah.
and that's what made me move back out here.
Okay.
I have experience dancing.
When did you move back to Las Vegas?
2018, like after my first year of college.
So you're like kind of new, still. Well, new but not new.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, though, as like a little kid, you were raised in California.
Mhm.
So your upbringing is California. You're in Las Vegas right now, and you do cool stuff in Las Vegas.
Yeah, like I lived in California all the way until I was like 19.
Okay.
I moved out here like right after my 19th birthday.
Okay.
So I went to school out there, did my first year of college out there. Everything that I do now, I learned out there.
Yeah.
So as far as what I do now,
Yeah.
I dance, I model, I do makeup, I act.
She does everything, this kid. So let me tell you, I'm going to brag because she's not going to, so it's my job. Let me do it. She actually runs a dance class for Rise Talent every single Tuesday, 4:30 to 6:30. So much fun. Stop by. You'll see the ads out right now if you Google it at Rise Talent. It's all over the place right now. She's an amazing dancer. 1, fantastic model. 2, actress. You just got a call back out of like
Yes.
170 people seen. There were 4 callbacks, and she got one of them for the movie. So that was actually really cool.
That was very exciting.
And you don't sing though.
No.
I heard that yesterday. Just saying some private stuff.
I
She does
used
not
to
sing.
when I was in high school,
Okay.
because I did theater, so I would do like a lot of Broadway productions.
Yeah.
Would have a lot of solos. I was very heavily involved in that, so I had like a vocal coach. Like I was into it.
So your whole life, have you been in the arts, or is this new, or is this like since a little girl? Like,
I've been doing it since I was 14.
okay.
I wanted to do it earlier, but my mom wouldn't let me. I kind of had to sneak my way into the arts.
Okay.
Like when I started dancing,
Oh, hold on, pause. I love what she just said. If you're a young lady out there and you feel like you have to sneak your way into the arts, because I understand this. We get a lot of people over at Rise that are like, well, I really want to do this and that, but my mom's going to let me come here just for acting, but I want to be a model, I want to be a dancer. Guys and parents, respect your kids' decisions. We're not going to turn them all into lawyers and doctors. Some of them are going to be creatives and ends up dancers and singers and models and actors and on television and writers and journalists. Accept what your kids want to do. Okay, sorry. I just
Yeah.
have to tell them.
no,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Because a lot of people, like my mom, my parents, like they all thought that this was just gonna be a hobby for me. Like they would tell me like you can't go to college for this, and I'm like, but I can,
Yeah.
and I am, and I'm gonna make a career out of
Yeah.
it. And now that I'm doing it, like when I talk to my mom now, she's just like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Like you're
Yeah.
actually like doing this, and I'm like, yeah.
Because you have to understand this. Most parents are going to look at this and say, I want my child to do something so stable. I want my child to be in something that, they're going to do well financially, but they're going to succeed and they're going to grow and they're going to develop, and everybody thinks, that there's a specific path. And I love nowadays that the path is really winding, and we're getting more parents that are understanding that my kid is my kid. You don't know if you just gave birth to the next content creator, or you gave birth to the
Right.
next backup dancer or whatever. You don't know. So it's kind of cool to like let your kids kind of branch out to do what they want to do, and I love that for your family. That's really cool. And the
Yeah.
result is amazing because you're doing great
Oh yeah,
things.
yeah. They're all like really proud of me now. It was
Yeah.
hard at first, like they were like, yeah, no, but now that they see what I'm doing, they can like see the progress from
Yeah.
like when I first started doing it in school to now. They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
you're really. None of them chased their dreams. Like they all had different things that they
Sure.
did growing up,
Sure.
and they stopped doing it. So for me to actually be an adult, make it into a career, make money off of it, and like really benefit from it, they're just
Yeah.
like, it's kind of setting an example for them. in a sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that you say that too, because there's a lot of people in the older age group that I hear this from. My whole life I wanted to do so and so, but I had to take care of the kids. I had to put food on the table. I had to, so they didn't live out the dream, and now they're older and they're like,
Yeah.
I didn't live out my dream.
They live
I
with
guess
the
the
regret.
message, they're living with regret.
Yeah.
One thing that I could never do. I have a hard time with that. That's my big thing is I can't live with the regret. I mean,
Same.
you know that about me. I need to, if I don't try it and I don't know, then what, you know, so that's
Yeah.
been my personality always. And I'm so grateful for that now at my age, because I look back and I say, I pretty much always have done what I love. Always have done what I love. A couple of things here and there, but most of the time I've been doing what I love. And I love this for you. I love that you're
and
living
I've
a life
been like kind of the
this.
same way. I never wanted to have any regrets,
Yeah.
and I haven't. So, like, I did take a break from the whole like entertainment side of things for a while. Like,
Sure.
when I first moved out here,
Yeah.
just because I didn't know anybody to, like when I was out in California, I had all the connects. Like I was a dance teacher, I was doing a lot of different things. So coming out here, I just didn't really know
Yeah.
how to navigate the industry, so I just wasn't doing it for a while. But I had to tell myself, like, okay, don't let too many years go by and then you just don't do it at all, because
That's
you're
right.
gonna regret that.
And
So,
you're still so young. Also, you're just getting. You guys are so young. You're just getting started, and I love this building lives off of what you really want to do, because it is a true saying. When you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. And you don't. I don't
You
go to
don't.
work, but I work 95 hours a week. But I don't go to
Mhm.
work ever. Like, I don't think I not work. The minute my phone goes off, that's work. So.
yeah,
But I love what you do, and I love that you are the type that gives back. My big thing is give back, guys. If you are any age group, I don't care how old you are, but you have experience in this business and you can help other people pay it forward. This is like what I always compliment you on. I mean, you have even small successes in life. Share that with somebody. Give somebody the encouragement. I mean, you are a prime example doing that with your guys from IMTA. You just took these guys, let's just call them, they're random guys, and you train them for a few months and you put them on a stage, and we were all like twiddling the thumbs, let's see what's going to happen here, and you created like winners.
yeah,
You created winners, and they're great guys, obviously selected by us, so we know.
Right.
But like, yeah, you created winners, so that's awesome. That is giving back, and that's like what you do too with these little ones. Also, you know, people look up to you. You're the teacher. You're the dancer. You know what you're doing. They want to be you, and by you sharing like your experiences with them, you're just full circle, always helping
Yeah.
people out, and I believe
it
in
gives
that.
me more of a purpose to do things, because I can be one of the best dancers, but once I accomplish those things, it's like, then what? I
Then
want to
what?
do something on a bigger scale.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay, guys, we're going to have to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the business. I have so much to say, so many experiences again that I want to talk to you guys about really getting in the nitty gritty and the guts of the business and how to succeed and how to make your way and how it could be so difficult. Tune right back. When you come back, I have some really great information for you guys. We'll be right back. Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan, Torres Ingram.
Welcome to the next exciting episode of
Arena Wars. Fresh batch of institutionalized gladiators fighting for their freedom.
Ready, here we go.
You guys heard Perez?
Yes, smell that.
Get back!
Those on the line. The parole board has offered you a ticket out. Win Arena Wars, win your freedom. 7 arenas with 7 of the most vicious killers the world has seen in the last decade. You make it out alive, you get to go home.
Luke Bender, you're an innocent man. Innocent man can mean big ratings.
I'll be watching.
I think it's time to audition Mr. Bender.
No!
What was your last physical?
Cell block shower this morning. Oh yeah.
You ready for this? Hoorah.
Impressive showing out there tonight. You're the new fan favorite.
Are you with me?
Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan. I literally just got done telling you guys that we were going to talk about the business. So, few things I wanted to bring up really quick. How crucial training is when it comes to this business. I had a young lady yesterday that came to see me, lovely young lady, and she's in a meeting with me, and she said, well, I want to get started in the business and this, that, and the other, and she had no experience, no pictures, no anything. And I guess there's an assumption out there in this world for some reason that you walk into a talent agency and they scoop you up and then they make you famous, and that's not reality. That does not happen. That's not the way this works. Okay, there is work put behind everything. Any supermodel that you see, any actress, any actor, any singer, any dancer, they've worked at it. They didn't just wake up. Maybe it's 1 in a million that someone's just going to wake up and become famous. It doesn't happen that way. You have to, and even with content creation or whatever it is, you have to know what you're doing. Okay, so a huge thing for us is training. So the girl comes in yesterday and she said, oh, you do training here? Well, yes, of course we do. Because I will never, ever, ever book somebody on anything with my name behind you unless you're trained. It is the same concept as Torres walking into the hospital this morning, putting on some scrubs and saying, hey, I'm the nice, new, attractive young doctor to do brain surgery. Well, are you trained, sir? No, but I figured I looked the part, so I might as well do it. It's, if you think about it like that. So that's exactly what this is. So I had to educate this beautiful young lady and let her know, and she understood once she stood up and did her runway walk for me. And I said, well, I can't put you on a runway because you don't know how to walk yet. And that's not a negative thing. That is just she didn't learn how to walk. So I'm excited that she's now going to be joining us and she's going to learn how to walk. It's important, guys. If you're trying to be a model and you're over a specific height, learn how to walk on a runway, either with Rise or anywhere else out there is great to learn. There's classes all over the city. Learn how to walk on a runway. Learn how to pose and take photos. Know your angles. Know what to do when a photographer picks up a camera. So I get a lot of girls that say, I've been modeling for years. Oh, okay, great. I get them on the paper, they're on the white paper, and I hold the camera and they're like, what do I do? If you've been modeling for years, then you would know what to do. And that comes with training and experience. If you have a ton of experience, that is fantastic. Like Torres said before, the experience is the training in itself sometimes. But specifically, when it comes to runway modeling, you have to learn how to walk. You can't think because you're pretty and tall and lean that you're going to build yourself a career. It doesn't work that way, okay? So guys, get the training you need. Get the good pictures. This is another thing. And this is to answer the questions that everybody asks me. How do I get started in the business? How do I really try to put my best foot forward? Don't half-ass it, excuse my language. Don't say I want to be a model and then post a bunch of selfies of you going like this and this and all the angles that you think are pretty with makeup that you've done yourself on social media. Because the minute a talent agent looks at your page, they're thinking, this is not a model. This is not somebody I want to hire as a model. And remind me of this in just a second. There are other reasons why you wouldn't be wanting to get hired. They wouldn't want to hire you as a model as well. But one of the main reasons, you want your page to look clean. Have professional photos, okay? Professional photos. Some pictures with minimal makeup. Minimal, just pretty, fresh faced, no extensions, hair out. Then have other pictures with wigs and extensions and falls and all of that. So with a ton of makeup and your eyelashes all done up glamorous. But people have a misconception. A lot of young ladies have a misconception that it's eyelashes and big voluptuous lips and big hair and all decorated and dolled up is what makes a model. That's not the truth. The truth is we want some pictures of what you look like and then what you could look like. So ladies, keep that in mind. Huge. Clean up your Instagram, girls, okay? And I'm just giving you good advice to help you guys. To answer another question, what not to do in the business? Well, that's one. Don't have a sloppy Instagram. Don't have sloppy media. Put together a good portfolio. If you don't know how, you can contact me, or anybody in the business will tell you the truth on how to get a good portfolio put together. Okay? It does not cost $1 million to put a portfolio together. That's another thing. If you go to an agency and they charge you thousands of dollars to put a portfolio together, that's not real. That's not true. That's not okay. If they charge you thousands of dollars for training, you don't need that either. Okay? You literally need to learn how to walk a runway, a little bit of training, be trained in what you're doing, take some good pictures. That's all you need. Okay? Minimal money, time. We need your time to invest in yourself. Okay. Another thing, the way you talk to people. That's my phone now. When you get in touch with someone, for instance, hypothetically, I put out an ad and I say, I'm looking for a model to work, hypothetically, Converse for this and this day and this time. When I get the message and the message says, my name is, give me any girl's name, female name.
Ashley.
My name is Ashley, and I am very interested in modeling for you. It is so nice to meet you, Dawn. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Here's a couple of pictures. I'm like, okay, Ashley. Okay, great. Ashley, blah, blah, blah. Here's the information. I want to talk to Ashley. Okay, give me another female name. Rebecca then says, yo, sup, I need an agent bad. Delete. This is true. You're laughing, but
it's true.
It's true. More times than not, I get, hey, love, I need an agent. My name is Dawn Sullivan. You don't know me. It's not love, okay? Just learn how to talk to people, guys, okay? And these are things that you do learn also in classes and in training, how to work in the business, because some of you are young and you don't know. You don't call a talent agent for 35 years love, okay? That's not my name. Speak to me by name. Y'all speak to you by name. If we get to that place where we will use pet names, then that's something a bridge will cross when we get there. But guys, learn how to speak to people. So these are really great things. Clean up your pages. No modeling agency wants to see your butt. No modeling agency wants to see your boobs. Sorry, gentlemen that are like, oh man, keep those for your friends. What is that? Your private little friends you can do those things with?
The fellas aren't even fond of it anymore.
The fellas aren't even fond of it anymore because it's saturated, guys. Yeah. Put your boobs away. Put your butts away. I don't mean to sound like an old lady, but that's not what's going to sell in the modeling industry. If you want to go ahead and get a ton of followers and get a bunch of guys in your DMs, go twerk your booty all day long. Am I saying it right? Yeah. Do that whole thing all day long. But to really be serious about this business, if you want to get somewhere in modeling and acting, television and commercial, the last thing anybody wants to see is your butt. In no interest, your boobs, 0 interest, okay? So when we go on your pages, what we're looking for is clean behavior, wholesome, good, not America's sweetheart, good girl, but normal, okay? Make sure your content is normal. No swear words, no curse words. I know I curse like a sailor up in here, but on your page, no curse words, no swear words, no mother F this, mother F that. Nobody wants to hear it. Nothing alcohol related, nothing weed smoking. It's legal, it's all legal, yeah, but people don't want to see what you're doing for your recreational. They want to see you in a business standpoint. So what has happened over time is that I think it's like a generational thing. People think it's cool and young people think it's cool. So I'll have like a 15-year-old girl come in that's tall and beautiful and she can do all the modeling and everything, and she leaves with her mom and I'll check her page and I'll be like, oh, her mother must not be on that page. There's stuff going on with her and her friends, and then this is happening. Guys, that's yucky, it's ugly, okay? So moving forward, and this is only for the people that want to be in the modeling industry, so if you're coming at me and say, well, clean up your page, this and that, whatever, listen, this is just if you would like to model, I'm giving you great advice. A book with great pictures, meaning a portfolio. Get some training, go anywhere. It doesn't have to be Rise Talent. Go anywhere, get some training, get somebody to help you learn how to walk, how to pose, what to do in front of a camera. So when a photographer picks up the camera, you're not lost. You also don't want to look insecure as a model, okay? How to dress, huge. When you come to the agency, if we stand up, could you see this? As a gentleman, let's get into the guys now. Can we see him through that camera? Yeah.
They can't see
Yep.
shoes, but sure.
Can't see shoes. He's in a pair of black shoes. Black on black on black. Even the gold. That's, well, he's not on a go-see right now, but I thought you had a necklace on. No. Even that's a little bit too much on the watch for now. Obviously on a show he's fine. But for a go-see, guys wear solid colored clothing or a pair of denim jeans. Ladies wear heels. These are standard things in the business. When you show up, and I am not knocking Shein by any stretch, please. I love me some Shein. Okay. When you show up in a Shein outfit in this high fashion, very cute, pretty, excellent. I may compliment your outfit, but I can't see you as a model. I can't. You're fogged out when you have the hair extensions and the makeup and the wigs, and I'm not seeing the true you. So when you go to a modeling agency, please wear black on black with a black heel. Always try to make yourself look tall. Even if you are a plus size model, make yourself look lean and long. That's what models are, long and lean. Even if you have weight on you, long and lean, okay? Gentlemen, don't worry so much about your height. I have so many guys that come to me and worry about abs and height. Are abs and height important? Yes, but will they kill your career? Absolutely not. There's a lot of commercial male modeling going on, and this goes for the females too. Don't think that you can't model at a specific height, especially here in Las Vegas. Could you go and work for Wilhelmina as a short model? Absolutely not. Could you go and work for a major agency in New York, LA, and Chicago, and Miami being short? No, you cannot. It's not realistic. But there are other things you can do in the modeling industry as a shorter girl or guy. Okay, girls, when you are going to a go-see is when someone to go check you out, an audition, an interview, anything, and you want to wear a pair of jeans and a boot or a shoe, a nice heel, and a shirt. You can wear a long sleeve shirt. You can wear tank tops, are always good. Remember something. Nobody wants to see your body parts. Cover it up. I've got so many girls that come in with the low cut shirts. It is a distraction to men and women both. Big earrings like this are a no-no. Don't go into a go-see to meet me or meet any one of us for the first time with earrings like this. It's distracting. You just want your hair tucked behind your ear. Natural makeup like I'm not wearing today. I have a lot of glamorous makeup with lashes on. You don't want to do that. You want to do a light lip. Very, very light or no lashes at all, okay? Do your own nice and little natural lashes. If you don't like them, I promise you we're going to. The more natural you are, the better you are. No boobs hanging out, no body parts hanging out. If you're an extremely lean person, don't layer your clothing. I found a lot of very, very thin girls do that. They layer their clothes out, and then I can't see what you really look like, okay? Just give the illusion that you want the person to see exactly what you look like. If you're very lean, leggings are always good. If you are very heavy, leggings are not very good. Okay, so there are little things that you can learn. And these are just little things that I'm putting out to you now, but this is stuff that you learn in classes at Rise and in other places online as well, and in the city that will help you to have better chances and odds, because I meet such beautiful people here in Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas has the most beautiful men and women I've ever seen in my life. But they're shooting themselves in the foot. I say this a lot about shooting themselves in the foot. Can you go ahead and tell us a story? Any story about shooting yourself in the foot? And then I'm going to have you do one. So think about something, I'm sure you guys know, that you've heard or you've seen or you know that you've done, anything that will help these guys understand what to do and not to do in this business.
I think one of my first stories, was myself, our first meeting.
Okay.
When I met Dawn, what you guys, if you follow Dawn on media and you've seen me on Vegas Views the last couple of weeks, what you see here now is not what walked into Dawn's office back in 2023.
No.
I was very rough around the edges,
yes,
to be understatement to say the least. My upkeep with just my grooming and things of that nature wasn't there. But so...
Oh, can we pause there? I have to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
Grooming, guys, that is another thing, especially on your media. You know what? I do like this. When the girls are there getting their teeth whitened and they're like, okay, just filming for the day at the dentist, getting your teeth whitened, getting a facial, getting your hair done, getting your nails done. Am I saying like every time you get a pedicure, go film it? No. But these are safe things on your page where you're showing you care about you. Grooming is so important, guys. Your hair, your teeth. You're not going to, especially my actors out there, guys. not every actor has to have a gleaming white smile, but try to be the best version of yourself. Have a nice smile, or attempt to have a nice smile. Have nice skin. Wash your hair. Keep your hair nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
Now I'm just lecturing.
No, hygiene was there from a standpoint. I always try to smell good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So hygiene was there, but I was just very rough looking. But I went into it, and this was, I felt like it was shooting me in the foot, and so I'm not advising anybody to do this. If you could put your best foot forward, do that. I wasn't in a place to really put my best foot forward. It was just kind of like, hey, this is who I am. Like,
Yeah.
I have somewhat of a little bit of experience in
Yeah.
the industry, but I'm saying, hey, look, I say I'm green as horse. I won't say the S word. I'm green as horse poop. That's a southern term. So I'm very raw. There's nothing that I have so much for me to learn. So I'm not coming in like, oh, I have experience, and oh, I have a couple pictures from a former portfolio from 5 years ago. Like, hey, I'm coming in clean slate. This is who I am. This is what I'm coming with. And she saw something in me that I didn't really even see in myself, or what she saw I thought had passed me when I was 18, 19. I'm coming to her at 24. So it's like, whatever she's seeing is probably the old me, but she saw me for who I was and what I could become from where I'm at 24 to now.
I think the kicker for me was your authenticity. I love real people because I try to be real as well. I loved the authenticity, and when I pretty much told him, because I'm a very outspoken person, and I pretty much told him, like, we got to clean you up in a way. It was, yes, man, what are we going to do? Like, there was no, his self-confidence was so through the roof that he was so okay with me saying anything about him that we'll fix it. What is it? So he's a true self-confident man who then said, oh, we got to fix this problem. Let's fix it. I don't know the problem. Let me know the problem. We'll fix it. We'll get this done. And he did what he had to do. So for me, that was the kicker. Someone willing. That's another thing. Someone willing to not say, like, oh, you don't like my hair extensions? You don't like my eyelashes? You don't like my this? He didn't do any of that. He's like, all right, what do I have to do to succeed? What do I have to do to succeed?
So I honestly, not to cut you off, but so that kind of segues into what I see a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot. So people are, I like to call people snowflakes, and I'm not going to get Taurus talks today because we were trying to stay away from that the past 2 weeks. But honestly, people in society need to be better at receiving constructive criticism, things that could benefit them. See, a lot of people, when he's like, hey, you should probably think about doing this or improving that to like better yourself, they take it as an attack. They take offense to it, and instead of kind of what I did, I took it and was like, okay, I don't see it because I don't know what's wrong. But if you're telling me something's wrong, and this is someone from, I didn't know how much years Dawn had at the time. She mentioned it briefly, but in that moment I didn't remember it. But as we went, because it wasn't like she told me, okay, fix this, and this, and it's not like she hasn't told me this, not new things to fix. There's always new things to fix. So that initial conversation was like, okay, I didn't notice I need to fix this, that, and the third. Let's start there. And one thing I teach in my class, the biggest thing for me when I'm teaching is progress. And she was very patient with my progress, you know, because there could have been a lot of times she's like, yeah, he's not getting it quick enough, and just cut me dry, and it would have been what it was. But she allowed me to go through my process, and granted, I didn't take very long. You know, that's another thing. Sense of urgency. A lot of people say they want something, but they don't come with a sense of urgency to try and attain it. So that's something I see a lot of people, especially in Vegas. Vegas and California, I think, share this hand in hand. They say that people that live in California are kind of in La La Land. They just expect it to be like, you're just supposed to be walking on Hollywood Boulevard, and it's just supposed to happen. Some people think it's supposed to be walking on the Las Vegas Strip or Fremont, or come to Rainbow Boulevard and have one conversation with Don Sullivan, and it's just supposed to happen. Like, hey,
that has happened.
Yeah, hey,
that has happened.
I had the meeting. Why am I not booked yet?
Yeah.
You know, so why am I not on runways yet? Why am I not
Do
in
you know
the
there are famous? Before we get into this, I just want to say, please be prepared. Hold on one second. Be prepared. Just remind me of that. There are people, and I'm in a book right now, that have been in this business for so long, that have gone on 60 auditions and never landed a role. But when they landed that one role, they're now mega stars, and people think, they were in that one thing and they're a star. It took them 60 auditions to get there. This is a hard business. Modeling, acting, television, commercial, it is a difficult, hard, competitive business. If you can't cut it, someone else will. That's the thing about this business. Can you tell these guys about being prepared? And I ask you to say this because you are the most prepared person for everything that I know. So can you tell them about truly what it's like to just get prepared for something that's important? how to prepare. Be prepared. Be ready at any time. The invisible backpack.
Well, the cliche that gets thrown around a lot, and in theory it sounds great, but a lot of people don't put the actionable steps. They say, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot, but a lot of people in theory like that sounds good, but they don't actually do the actionable steps. So really, how to get prepared, guys, is really just doing your homework. You know, not literal homework, but understanding, asking a lot of questions. Right? Don't be annoying, but obviously ask the right questions.
Absolutely.
Don't ask a bunch of just questions that are kind of common sense, obviously, but sometimes common sense. Sometimes some people just need that extra reassurance. Sure. So I'm not saying if it's something that you really aren't getting, ask, but ask the questions. Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. You know, seek mentorship. Like Dawn says, like, we're not the be-all, end-all as far as information about this industry
Absolutely
in Vegas or
not.
anywhere. So it's like there's people that have information. Like, we're not gatekeeping, so we're not just holding the information. The only place where you get it is Rise Talent. There's information everywhere. So gather as much positive information that could benefit you. Don't be an information junkie where you're just gathering all types of information, because then you could get skewed, and you could start learning the wrong things and not the correct way to do things if you're trying to expand to a New York, LA, Chicago, things of that nature. So make sure that the resources that you're getting your information from are credible, people that have results, people that have credibility in the business, people that have connections, and move with that. Honestly, what I do, and I've done, 2024 was a big year for me. Of course, the stuff with IMTA, the role I grew into with Rise, things of that nature. But I did over a dozen fashion shows just in Las Vegas. So I got to meet event coordinators, photographers, other models, and just saw what everybody does. And I'm not saying, because I'm best friends and I'm Dawn's assistant, that the only way she taught me is the right way. No, what I learned is that there's people doing right things all over the place. I take all the positive things that people are doing. So like she talks about the invisible book bag. I take solid, important nuggets from every single person that I meet, and then I take it, I put it in a vacuum. Maybe I might not like the person. Maybe I might not look like the person. Maybe we're just on different spectrums as models, and whoever's viewing that could be the judge of that. Because I really don't care. I don't compete with anyone here, especially on the male modeling side. But nonetheless, I take all the positive things I learned from male models, female models, photographers that I've worked with,
Even child models. Yeah.
And I put it in a vacuum, and I'm like, okay, how can I apply this to me in my repertoire or what I'm doing? So that, in a nutshell, and that wasn't really much steps to do it. It's more so a mindset.
One more quick question for you. So right now, I say to you, Torres, we have a photo shoot with, again, hypothetical, Christian Louis Vuitton later for a shoe ad. You have to be there at 3 o'clock. We're leaving here at 2 o'clock. How are you prepared? What do you have in your car right now? And what should these models know as models? Hold on. Should I put them on the show? Hi, Bree.
So, going to Christian Louis Vuitton, I'm coming in a clean slate.
Well, what do you have in your car? Do you have anything in your car?
So, one thing that Dawn taught me very early, I always have go-see wear in my car. So, these jeans, I actually had to take them out of the car last night to make sure that they were good for today, because I was like, I'm going to wear these today. But I always have this in a black shirt, because in different parts of the industry, in different parts of the world, their go-sees look different. Sometimes they do the black on denim, sometimes they do black on black, sometimes they accept both, sometimes they rather one or the other.
Absolutely.
So,
nothing's, like he said before, nothing is right or wrong with that either. And that's just up to you, and maybe specifically I know the person interviewing him used to work and has an affiliate with some denim line or something, so I might say Torres, wear blue jeans instead of black, and he doesn't question it, he understands. There's just always reasons, but I love that you do keep that stuff in your car. Black shirt, black pants, black shoes, denim, keep these things in your car right there. Always make sure that you know your phone is set, you have your GPS right there, because I may shoot, or someone may shoot you an address, go to this place at this time. You have to trust your process too. Sometimes it's, yes, I love that he asks, and people ask a lot of questions, but sometimes it's, hey Torres, I'm gonna need you to go do this, and keep your eye on that for me, and do this. Okay. He just trusts the process, and then maybe after the fact he'll be like, oh, I see why you told me to do that way. So you have to build trust with the people that are representing you and marketing you. If you're not represented by Rise and represented by somebody else, just make sure you trust them. Make sure you trust what they're telling you and that they're guiding you in the right direction. And then if you don't, that you question that to them and make sure that you feel safe.
Right.
Again, being prepared. So what's another thing that they can do to be prepared? You have your clothes in your car. What else?
Attitude. Attitude, I think, is a very big
Be
thing.
ready to work at
Be
all
ready to
times.
work. Be ready to be
Yes.
agreeable. Now, obviously, when I say be agreeable, that means don't be a yes person to do whatever the person's saying. Because
Never.
something you don't agree
No,
with, then you definitely
never.
call your agent and handle that.
That's one
So
thing.
it's never
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Remind yourself where you were. Okay, that's one thing. Especially guys, girls, any age group. You know what? Everybody. If you are not comfortable with what's going on in your environment, you leave. You call your agent. You get the hell out of there. I personally send you someplace. I most likely have done a background on these people before I background everybody. Okay, so let's say I send you, Drea, you're female. Okay, I send you out to a job and it's a go see, and you call me back and you say, yeah, they like me right now. They want to shoot it right now. Now this is the first time I've ever worked with these people. You then half an hour later call me back. I don't really like the clothes they're putting me in. Does she not like the clothes because she hates the color yellow, or do you not like the clothes because it's skimpy and tiny and you're uncomfortable? Whatever your reasons are, you give me that information. We make a decision. What tends to happen, we're going to take a 2-minute break, but what tends to happen in this business is girls don't say anything, guys don't say anything. We in Rise are about, you see something, you say something.
Yeah.
You don't like something, you say something. Someone's making you uncomfortable. I am the type of agent, quit the job right there. Who cares about the money? I would rather your safety, your success, you be okay in the business,
Sanity.
rather your
Right.
sanity, anything happening
That's
to
the most
anybody.
important part.
We do have to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into that a little bit more on how to protect you guys, and also being prepared, how to protect, and just from a female standpoint in this business, because something happened with you. We're going to tell that story when we come back. You're not going to want to miss this. This shit's going to be hysterical. Vegas Views. We'll be right back. Vegas views, we're back. Okay, so I promised you guys a little bit more. So today, I normally don't do all of this and go so deep into this, but I'm really glad that I did. So we're talking about protecting models. This is really serious. So, females, always let somebody know where you're going. If I am sending you out someplace, like I said, 99.999% of the time you are safe because I do backgrounds on people. But there are going to be times that it's not coming directly from me. Maybe it's a hookup where I'll call you and say, oh, hey, this photographer needs something for bridal. Do you want to give them a call? But I'll make you known. I've never worked with this person before. I don't know them. So do your own stuff on this one. And this is how I would talk to the model. Like, you kind of have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this story, there was this agency.
It's funny but serious.
Yeah, there was this agency that messaged me on Instagram, and I had seen a little bit of their work, but not really too much of it. They sent me this message saying they were interested in casting me for something, and they sent me the details of like where to go for the casting. So I told him about it, and I was like, I kind of don't want to go because it's like really late at night. It was at like 10:30 o'clock at night, and we ended up going anyway. We went together.
Well, do you hear the first red flags? 10 o'clock at night, guys. Yes, we do live in Las Vegas.
That late.
Yes, we do live in Las Vegas, but no casting happens at 10:30 at night unless specified by myself, Victor Salvador Torres, somebody in the business that's been in the business for a minute that runs these castings. It's not happening at 10:30 at night. Red flag, 1.
So yeah, that was the first red flag. We got there. It was at one of the hotels, but it's inside of this like bar, nightclub type of thing. So I'm like, okay, the second we get there, they instantly separate us. So,
separate you from Torres.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if somebody is going with you on a casting, first of all, males, a lot of the time we send females with males, males with females to go in the casting. If they go ahead and try to separate you from the person you came with, it's a problem. Now, with that being said, don't go on castings with your mother, your brother, your sister, your dog, your cat, trail along the kid. Don't do that. If you're a model and you have a small baby, have somebody watch your baby. If you want to bring your boyfriend to hang out with you right there, that's acceptable to walk you in. Don't bring your whole family, but you do not have to go alone. If somebody ever says, oh, no, you can't bring somebody with you, that is a huge red flag. If they separate the two of you when you're there, huge red flag.
Yeah, very huge. So yeah, they separated us right at the beginning when we walked in. So he's still outside. And then they bring me into like this room. It's like this small room, and then like they set me down and just walked out. And so I'm just sitting in this room by myself, and I'm like, okay. So I don't know. Did I text you?
You
Or tell you
didn't.
anything? Okay.
You weren't back there that long.
Okay, it
You
was
weren't
only
back
like
there that long at all.
it felt like forever,
Yeah,
but I
you
think it
weren't
was
back there
only
that
like
long.
4 minutes.
Yeah, she wasn't back there very long because like.
Now, let me ask you, from your point of view, were you already, you knew this was sketch? Did you know?
I didn't know it was sketch because when we came in, I seen model type girls in there, and I'm like, okay, but they're not in go-see attire.
Yeah.
They weren't in super like slutty attire, but it wasn't standard go-see.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, maybe.
Like they had their hair done, their earrings on,
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
it was like they were going to the club?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
basically,
not go-see
yeah.
attire.
Yeah, not go-see attire, but it wasn't like they didn't look like streetwalkers.
Yeah,
They didn't.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, she's the most modest looking girl in the room. So I'm like, she's trained. She has training from us at Rise. She knows how to present herself. Even if she's just going out and just dressing
Yeah.
normal, she doesn't
Modest,
dress like this.
yeah.
She doesn't dress like this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that's something different for them. So, like she said, as soon as we walk in, it was like, oh, you sit right here at the bar, and then they take her with her. I'm like, interesting. So now my antennas are up.
And that's another thing. In the message, they had said, like, basically, like, club attire type of thing. No casting is gonna ask you to dress like
Right.
that.
Yeah, no
So-
casting will ever ask you, red flag 3. No casting's ever going to ask you to wear club attire. A job will. So I may call you and say, it's New Year's Eve, act like it's New Year's Eve. I may call you and say, you're at a funeral, dress in black, you're going to a funeral. It may be for a music video. Make sure you're going to the car wash, girls, car wash clothing. That's what it would sound like for an actual job. But for a casting,
No.
you are not in any of that.
No.
Okay.
Right. So, somebody finally comes back in the room, and they're doing, like, the interview
It's a
was
guy?
so odd, yeah.
Were you scared?
Already a little
this
bit,
story
but,
scared
like,
the shit out of me. I'm
I haven't
already
been
no,
through
for
some things, so
real.
I'm like, okay, like, I'm ready, like.
And plus, she knew I was outside.
And I knew he was outside, and it was such a small room. Like, I
Yeah.
looked at everything. Like, I scanned my surroundings. So I'm like, okay, the door's right here. There's cameras right here. There's this exit right here. Like,
Okay.
And outside
Yeah.
the music, it's not loud enough in there to not hear what's going
Yeah.
on.
These
Like,
guys
it-
are dying to know. Tell them what happens. Because this story's like kind of scary, and she's laughing. I think she's laughing because she's tough. Because she knows you can handle
a little
it, right?
bit, but I was
Okay.
laughing when I came out because it was just the
Oh, no,
weirdest thing.
we were at the
We were
bar
laughing at the
dying
bar
the
for
rest
like
of the night.
I want to
Tell
say at
them
least
what
an hour.
happened.
Okay.
What happened, Drea?
So this different guy comes in. It's a different guy than who walked me in, and he's like, yeah, have you done atmosphere modeling? And I'm like, what's that? And he's just like, you basically are gonna be like a bottle girl for these clients, but they're private clients, and you're gonna be in a room the whole time with them, getting drunk, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Can I go?
Can I tell you real quick before you tell me the rest of the story what I'm reading already with these red flags? So already she answers the 10:30 at night. They go smart for bringing him. So smart because if you would have went by yourself, the result would have been different. Horrifying. 1, 2. You get there and all the other people. Look how the other people around you are dressed. If they're not dressed in their go-see clothing, like a pair of jeans, nice heels, and they're all looking like they're ready for something, they're ready for something. Okay, that's 2. 3, you're separated from the person you came with. I think they thought you were the pimp. So I think walking in, they thought you were the pimp. You escorted your girl, but then they felt her out a little bit, and they were like, no, she's like a real model. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Careful of those, because then you're
Because
like...
I started asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's atmosphere modeling? How much is this paying? What
Yeah.
am I have to do? Because at first they didn't give me the whole rundown
Yeah.
on what I had to do. They're just like, oh, you're just going to be a bottle girl. You're just going to serve drinks.
Again, her training, very strong girl, she's already asking all the appropriate questions that they're like, shit, we can't get over on her because you're not like, oh, you're going to pay me to be pretty? You already know how much. Did you ask them how much this pays?
Yeah.
Good. She's asking the important questions. How much this paid? You were not scared. That's another thing. When you have your confidence as a model, you don't sit there. You're not new. She's already been through the whole modeling thing so many times before, so you were able to catch it. Okay. This is all really a positive experience because it is kind of funny because we all know what went down here. They were collecting girls, most likely for, I don't want to go to the extreme and say trafficking or anything like that, but along those lines.
A pimp service.
A pimp, you said pimp service, okay, whatever we want to call it, that's what was going on. He was there, protected the situation. She actually was smart enough, and which saved it, because you should have bursted down the door. 4 minutes is a long time. So, you should have bursted down the door on her at about a minute. 60 seconds, why do you have her in there alone? Just moving forward.
Right.
You did the right thing by asking all the right questions, and then you made your way out of there as soon as possible. You didn't stick around.
No, not
Okay,
at all.
so you got out of there. Guys,
Once me and him met back up, we just stayed together, and they already knew I was.
they knew not to play with you because of the confidence. Guys, confidence is another thing in this business. It can protect you. Have confidence. When you go into an agency for the very first time, if you sit down with anyone that has bad intentions for you, they're going to walk all over you. Have the self-confidence you need. You're not a know-it-all if you don't know it all, right? But have the self-confidence you need to care about you and what is good for you and what is not good for you, okay? And that is really good, Drea. And that is really good you went with her. But 60-second rule, if you're even feeling that something's not right, you get in there and you save the person you're with.
Because I definitely got up and moved kind of closer. So she didn't, when she came back out, I was sitting in the same chair. But I got up for a while and I walked around. And granted, some of the girls in there, when we got there, I knew. So I'm like, I'm checking something like what's going on? Like, what's this? Like, how much info have you been given? So while she's getting info and asking the right questions out there, I mean, in there, I was asking it out in the open.
Yeah, when we met back up, he kind of already knew what the whole situation was to a certain extent because one of the models he was talking to also like got the same exact, text message, the whole rundown, and all of that.
See, this is another thing, guys. This is great. Also, I love what you guys did. You both didn't automatically feel comfortable because you saw people that you know. Things are not safe just because you see people that you know.
Right.
If you're on a casting or you're in a set or something and you see someone you know, it doesn't make it automatically okay. Well, so-and-so was there. Okay, well, so-and-so may be getting hurt too. You want to be really careful. And this isn't just for women too. This is for men. You want to be really, really careful wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, making sure you're in the right spot. But that's what an agency, that's what management is for people to protect you. But have smarts. Good job on being just knowing well enough that people should be saying the right things to you, and you should be saying the right things to them, and it wasn't working out was a clear indicator. Did you feel almost in a way you were above him in the modeling game because he didn't know what he was talking about?
A little bit, because once I was asking him questions, it's like he would take a minute to respond, and he started stuttering. He kept switching his answers.
So you made him nervous because you weren't a prostitute.
Yeah, and then
him.
once it came towards the end of the conversation, he's just like, okay, so this is what you're gonna have to do, and this is how much. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, we're done here.
And it was favors they wanted you to do, or he didn't go to that?
He didn't get to that. He basically just said it was going to be a room very small, like the one I was in.
Yeah.
It was going to be about like 2 to 3 other girls in there, and they were going to be in there with the clients until they were done. So if they wanted to be in there for 3 hours, you're going to be in there for 3 hours with them. Like,
guys, you hear this. When you're getting hired for a job in modeling, that's not the way it works. You don't get locked into rooms. People don't say you have to stay this specific amount of time. There was another story as well that one of my models had told me. She went on her own and did not call the agency or anything asking if it's legit. She went to someone's house here in Las Vegas. And there was a bunch of girls there. They took their cell phones. They locked their cell phones up for 5.5 hours. There were cameras all over the place, a whole big thing. And then the girl said to me, I was just terrified. The minute someone attempts to take your cell phone, if you're at a show on Las Vegas Boulevard and they're taking your phone because they don't want you to record, that's fine. If you're going to an elite party, be careful. If you're going to a casting or something exclusive, be very careful. If I'm sending you on an extra job and Brad Pitt and Nicole Kidman are on the job and they just don't want you taking pictures of celebrities, but it's happening at Circa, that is completely different. But if you were at someone's home and they go to take your phone from you, that is your phone. You don't give people your phone. And if you want to be in the in crowd or you want to excel your career and you think this is the only way, this is not a way to excel your career. This is a way to get hurt. Okay, guys? Be very careful. When people get in touch with you on the internet, I'm from so-and-so and I want this from you and come meet me there and come meet me there, you can end up dead. True. Real. You can end up dead. Be so careful. This story was a little humorous because it's typical Vegas. Girl silly, answers the ad, guy goes with her, everything's fine. They leave laughing. It was just a bunch of pimps thinking he was a pimp. The story's funny. But it's really not.
Yeah, it could have took a very serious turn
and took a serious turn if they were naive at all. I think both of you, like where you're from too, had saved you, because if you were a girl from someplace else that wasn't raised the way you were, and you were a guy from someplace else, it could have been tragic, and it could have been a lot of trauma and sometimes death, and it happens all the time. I'm into true crime, and a lot of true crime starts this way in this business, and I hate it. I hate that I'm affiliated with the business, even though I love my business, but a lot of it starts like this. There's a photographer that wants to take a picture of a girl. Almost 90% of the true crime that I watch back in the 80s were men saying, would you like to be a model? And killing women. And it just always was, oh, would you like to be on a TV show? Like, the business can entice you into doing things you normally wouldn't do. It is the one and only business that people view that it's so impossible to become a part of, which it is hard to become a part of, yes. But be smart, guys. Especially, it shocks me, we're in 2025, the things that are still happening on media where kids are getting hurt and parents have to have conversations with kids. So I hope this was informative to you guys today, everything that we went over. And I like these little Q&As. So moving forward with this, if you're seeing this episode, I want you to flood this. Social media shows. Flood us with questions. If you have questions, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you want to come at me, I apologize. But I'm just giving you guys the truth, the real. Remember, you're never too fat. You're never too skinny. You're never too short. You're never too tall. You're never too old. You are never too black. You are never too white. You are never too Asian. You are never too Indian. You are never too anything for modeling and acting. Okay? Maybe not high fashion runway. Maybe not the glamour girl on the beauty commercials, right? But there's something for everyone in this business. So you can give us a call if you want at Rise Talent. If there's something you're interested in, we just say, please, guys, stay safe, get trained, be prepared, start a good career. And guys and girls, parents, let your kids branch out and see what they really want to do in this business, but watch them. Stay with your children. We work with a lot of kids who comes along with them, all the parents that we love so much. Right. Sit with your kids, stay with your kids. Don't leave your kids alone with anybody, ever. Ever. You don't leave your children alone, ever. Don't trust anyone, not a soul in this business or any other business. Okay, real quick. let's wrap this up though. Let's talk about, because this got real serious real quick. Let's talk about some good times and some positive things in the business. What has this business done for you and made a positive impact in your life and who you are?
It's done, like, it's changed my life completely from where I used to be. Like, I've made a lot of new friends. I've learned so many new things. Like, I was so, like, I didn't know anything about anything when I first started modeling and acting and all that. Like, I didn't know who to talk to, how to get booked for anything, how to really do anything. And so being here, especially being a part of Rise, has taught me, like, so much, because Rise teaches you, you know, every different aspect of acting and modeling and singing and dancing and all of that. Like, you don't just learn, like, one thing with modeling or one thing with acting. Like, you're gonna learn it all. So, you know, it's done a lot.
Yeah. For you, what do you think? Something positive. What has it given you?
Modeling saved my life, honestly.
Aw.
When COVID happened, I was a collegiate athlete in 2 sports, and I was on the cusp of becoming a professional in both of them, going to the Olympics and going to the NFL. So when that ended, I was very lost. Like, you hear the story about a lot of athletes not really knowing what to do with their lives after their careers are over and they retire or they get hurt, have a bad injury, and they have to life after the sport.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark for a lot of athletes, and I was experiencing that. Granted, I was in investing in network marketing at the time, so that was something that I was growing a passion for. But it was just something that I was very good at because I put in the work. The only other thing I've ever wanted to do, as much as football and track and field, if not more, was modeling. Now, it wasn't runway until I met this lady right here, but it was always modeling for me. So to do something like IMTA twice, to still be waiting for what's in lieu for me, that makes the wait worthwhile. It's still a painful wait, but I wouldn't want to do anything else. So modeling and this entertainment itself, because now I have the acting bug too after doing my first movie in November. But the entertainment industry it's keeping me afloat, it's keeping me breathing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I know you love the people and the connections. Like, for you, I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
He mentors so many young people now, and it's actually cool for me to watch, because I remember when you just needed a mentor so bad, and it was like me and you, and then you found other male mentors and branched out with those guys, and then now watching you with young people, I'm like, wow, you truly do give back, and you really care. You love these guys. I watched him cry in LA. A couple of his guys won and did great things, and it was not even about it for you. You were like look what they did. I felt the same way too. Like, really? Like, they did a thing. They did that. I mean, that was really cool. So to watch you mentor them and love them and help them and give them everything, like you said before, it's about giving back. It's about giving, and I love that for you too. And for me, I love that. I think how the industry, this industry is my whole life. It is my whole life. It is my whole life. But it's the people. It's the people. I don't love everybody. Like I just said, that's so serious. I don't love everyone. It's true. I don't. And it's hard to sometimes get along with a lot of different creatives and a lot of business people and just meshed all into one. But for me, it's the connections. It's the people. It's that I know life is not easy always. And I see people and their struggles and what they go through, and I believe in doing hard things. That's my motto, obviously. But doing hard things, and I love the outcome. I love watching someone who says, you know, Dawn, I don't want to really do this. I don't know if I'm going to be okay or if I'm good enough. And when I hear someone tell me they don't know if they're good enough, like, it's like lighting a lighter inside my soul. It sparks me. Like, what they say, they're not good enough. Oh, I have to come in and teach them different. I don't know why I'm drawn to that, especially in little ones. If I see someone with a talent that they're not aware of, there's a spark in me that I have to, like, show everybody. Like, look what they have. Look, and I don't know where that comes from in me, but I love that. And yeah, it's lighting a spark. It's lighting that fire. It's doing hard things. It's saying that if you, I'm a firm believer in this, and I will die believing this. If you say you can, you will. If you say you can't, you won't. I am living proof. I am living proof. My entire life is a living proof of a belief system. I've believed things and I've made them come true. I have worked for them and I have achieved things that I didn't think were even possible at all. for me, ever. And I've achieved them because I knew that I can do it. And just like the things to come in the future, I know that I can do it. So for me, this whole industry just made me know that there's nothing I can't do in this whole world. I got this. This whole thing, I got this. Good times, hard times, bad times, me and God, I got it.
Same,
Yeah.
It's like opened me up to a whole different world that I didn't even know was just so attainable.
Yeah. Guys, if you need to get in touch with us, Rise Talent LLC on Instagram. That's always a great way. Stop by the studio. Ring the doorbell. Ding dong. We're always there. Don't be scared. Facebook, Rise Talent, not the page. The group page is so much better. Rise Talent group page. I think it's Rise Talent Management. But again, Rise Talent LLC on Instagram. That's the best way to get in touch with us. Follow us, check for new castings, learn. This is all about learning, guys. Training is so vital and so important. And even if you don't want to be booked in the business and you don't want to move to television and film and all that, you just want to have a good experience, we're here. How could they get in touch with you, Torres?
Facebook and Instagram, Torres Ingram, TORRESINGRAHAM. Type in Torres and the letter I, and it'll be pop up.
Okay. How could they get in touch with you?
Be
Be there tonight at her 4:30 class for 4:30. Oh, my phone. 4:30 to 6:30 dancing. And then also, how could they get in touch with you?
Instagram, Lovely Drea, and Facebook, Andrea Dene. Andrea, put the D in and it'll pop up.
Every single Wednesday, this beautiful young lady from 4:30 to 6:30 is Tuesday. Sorry, I'm on Wednesday. We're Tuesday. Oh, wow. 4:30 to 6:30 every single Tuesday. She's teaching dance at Rise Talent. It's going to be so much fun. All age groups. Okay, this is going to be cool tonight though because we have some of the kids with the parents, and then I'll be dancing in the class. So if you would like to see that, I'm going to branch out and do hard things and dance in the class with people. I haven't danced in years. Thank you so much to Social Media Shows. I don't say that enough, but thank you so much for having us and giving this amazing platform. Guys, I'm going to need you to start getting these numbers up. I'm going to need you to start asking questions so we can answer them for you. Log on today, watch this, send it to your friends. We'll see you next week, every single Tuesday. Social Media Shows, Dawn Sullivan, Rise Talent.